Could you text my wife and tell her I couldn't pick up the phone because we're live streaming? She just called me. Whatever she needs to say to me, she can say to you. All right, well, welcome everybody. We are live coming from Littleton, Colorado. This is the first game of the Twisted Wrister tournament. It's kind of half in Littleton, half in Highlands Ranch. Not sure exactly where we are. Fort Collins players are waiting until the referees tell them that they can come onto the ice. Their opponent today is West Elk. Yes, you want me to move it? I can move it. Sure. Yeah, no worries. Yep. You know what? I can put it under my tripod. Yeah, I'll move it down here. Yeah. Denison. Okay. No worries. No worries. So West Elk, they're called the Wolverines, and they're from Gunnison Valley, Colorado. Thank you. All right, so we're playing a team from Gunnison. I know where Gunnison is. Good friend of mine lives there. We go fly fishing sometimes together. The Gunnison River is a great river to fly fish on. Colby Bach showing us how to bounce a puck on his stick. So this Collins team is coming off quite a performance in their first outing of the season. They won the banner. They won it all in their first tournament that happened last weekend in Superior, Colorado. They went 6-0 through the tournament, winning the final championship game in exciting fashion, winning in overtime. Isaac Brownell scored an overtime goal just about 20 seconds into overtime. Collins had the man advantage, and we won it. Pretty exciting. So I believe that this team, they finished 6-0 in the tournament last weekend, 29 goals for, 3 goals against. Not a bad plus minus. So we're watching Phoenix take some shots right here. Phoenix number 29, Aiden Stoltz, our other goalie, is behind him. So people out there watching on YouTube, please let me know how this feed looks. I'm using my cell phone rather than my computer and my camera, so unfortunately we don't get any graphics, we don't get any scoreboard, timer, or anything like that. That's all stuff I need with my laptop, and we don't have an Ethernet connection here at this rink. So I'm using their Wi-Fi, which is pretty poor. Very slow upload speed, which is what I need. So I hope it looks okay. I hope it's worth it. I hope I sound okay. I hope the volume isn't too much. The stands here are right above the rink, so we don't have a very good view of the near boards. But we do have a good view of Stu Leary and Mike Bellis. There we go. 2 rock and roll stars here. Mike Bellis used to have long hair, believe it or not. All right. Couple of criminals.
Not sign the waiver, Tom.
So the view here won't be great. And then we got a camera over there coming into the corner on the near side. Better than nothing. So I want to say hi to Sassby's grandparents. I'm sure they're watching this game from Saskatchewan, Canada. I want to say hi to the Bellis grandparents. They're watching from Texas and Arizona, I believe. Say hi to Jackson's grandparents watching from Bozeman, Colorado. And I'm sure there's lots of other parents watching too. Thanks for tuning into this game. Fort Collins. Oh, wow.
You know the name Michael Plant? Yeah, he's my neighbor, and our sons are really good friends.
A good friend of mine lives there too, a guy named Perry Solheim. Uh, nice. Great place to be. We were just camping at Lakeview Campground right above Taylor Park Reservoir. And my friend Perry, who lives in Gunnison, took us floating down the Taylor. It was awesome. Love it. Yeah.
We were driving in today in the parking lot going out of town. It wasn't moving. I was like, yeah, this is right over.
Yes.
This will be interesting. 3 sheets of ice before today.
Oh my gosh.
Coldest place in the state, and we don't have year-round ice.
Oh my gosh. So is this their first game of the season? Oh wow. And is this the varsity team? The JV
This is
team?
a mix.
A mix. Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of
Tier 2 team?
Yeah, tier 2.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing with this team. It's the tier 2 team. Our varsity team just played next door. Oh yeah. So in case you didn't hear that, some of the West Elk parents are sitting behind me and let me know that uh, this is their sort of junior varsity or tier 2 team. They said it's a mix of junior varsity and varsity players. So most high schools have a couple teams, and this is going to be West Elk's first game of the season. And they have not had a lot of ice time. This parent behind me was saying they've only practiced 3 times. Wow. All right, well, we'll see if our boys can pick up where they left off. So we're starting with Isaac Brownell, Matt Yunker, and Tyler out there. West Elk wins the face-off, skates behind their own net, trying to bring it out. Held in by Tyler. Pass up the ice. Ty Morris. Big hit by Tyler to knock that player off the puck. No call there. So Ty Morris and Keegan O'Connell are our defenders here for this first shift. Isaac's out there. He's the hero of that last game of last weekend's tournament. And it comes up to him at mid-ice. With some speed, Isaac Brownell into the zone. Chucks it down to the left of the goalie. Misses, and he needs to get off the ice because his line mates have already vacated. We got our second D pair out there, Ian Suaro and Matt Chambers. Puck comes up to Jackson. Shoots it wide. CJ with it. CJ around the boards. CJ, big check. Nicely held in by Matt Chambers, but it squirts out. Matt brings it around. Tries to get it up to CJ. It gets through. Goalie's just going to cover. So, nice attempt by Matt Chambers, but he couldn't hold that in. And Jackson CJ skate off the ice. Not sure if Weston was out there. Yeah, I think he was. He's already to the bench. So first shift now for Caleb Merrick and Kellen. Cole Leary on defense. Cole with his D partner, Tyler Buckle. Buck comes back to Cole. Nice defense there. Big check delivered by Cole up against the near boards. You couldn't see that, but I could hear a loud sound as he put his shoulder into that West Elk player. That pass intercepted by West Elk. Bucky's got to get back, does. Cole comes up, ice. He's got a lot of ice to look at. Cole sends it in. Nice pass, and there's a shot on goal. Kick save by the goalie. We got our first line back out there. Held in by Keegan. Another shot whistles past the netminder for West Elk. Tyler holds it in nicely. Tyler coming to the net. He's got help. Oh, wow. Almost a goal by Matt Junker. That one sails over the top. Collins applying all kinds of pressure here to West Elk to start this game. That's Heiser out there for the second shift, I think. Big hit by Ty Morris. Ty sends it up to Heiser. Puck right below us. Sorry about the crappy camera work on that one. West Elk comes up ice. Shoot it into the West Elk end. Taken out by Ty Morris. Nice lead pass. Jackson, it went off his heel, or he would have had an opportunity there. Just bad luck for Jackson. And there's an icing call on West Elk. It's a nice start. Right, Scu? Scu sporting the Colorado Avalanche hat. A rare piece of clothing for Scu to wear that's not Flames. Is he switching teams on us here? I did not. Okay, we got our first penalty of the game. I'm snoozing at the job. Who is that in the penalty box? I think it's Weston. Number 35. Oh, no, it's not 35. Never mind. I don't know what the call was there. Ah, Ty. Okay, so Ty Morris in the penalty box. 2 minutes for something. Maybe too many men on the ice. And if it is too many men on the ice, I could see Rhett putting Ty in there as a possible speedster who could get a breakaway. So the first challenge of the game for Fort Collins is to overcome this man advantage by West Elk. West Elk on the far side, nicely played by Matt Chambers, sends it all the way down. I love that there's no icing on the penalty kill. So good. That used to kill me. Cole chases it down. Cole tries to clear but can't, but it comes off the boards right to Merrick. Merrick sends it down. His line's going to get a change. Our D-men are going to stay out there. We're going to get two new forwards. And that's Kellen and Matt Junker. Bucky on that man in the corner. Bucky's on a guy who looks like he's 8 inches taller than he is. Does a nice job, though, and Collins clears. 25 seconds on the man advantage for West Elk. Cole behind his own net, stops, looks, sends it up ice. Out of reach of the West Elk player. Nice job by Cole. Sent all the way down. So that's probably going to do it for this West Elk power play. 5 seconds left. West Elk gets it into the Collins zone cleanly. Wrapped around the boards. Ian Swaro back there to defend. Ian's got Keegan. Keegan sends it up towards Kellen. Kept in by West Elk. Puck bouncing around in front of Hayden. That pass fanned on. Heiser's going to get to it. Heiser tries to get to it. Can't quite do it. Jackson tries to bring it around the West Elk player, but can't do it. Collins is trying to get it into the West Elk zone. They're having a lot of trouble. Puck off the boards up to Heiser. Heiser sends it in deep. Gives chase. CJ's the first one there. The West Elk picks it up. They come to the neutral zone through mid-ice. Cole's going to clean that one up.
Let's go, G!
Puck set down, not enough for icing. CJ's on it. Jackson, puck right below us somewhere. There it is. So Collins just can't get anything started after killing that power play for West Elk. And there we got an offside. So Jackson and CJ skate off the ice, along with their line mate Weston. And out comes Kyler, Isaac, and Matt. Sorry, that's Caleb, Merrick, and Kellen. And Cole Leary. So Kellen trying to get that. Merrick picks it up. Oh, but it's just taken away by the West Elk player. West Elk's going to have a 2-on-1 if they hurry, and they can't get the pass through Ian Suaro. Nice defense by Ian, who gets knocked down. Ian's helping him out. Comes up to Kellen. Up to Sasky. Sasky gets it poke checked away by West Elk. Sasky's on that puck. Here comes Isaac Brownell. Isaac and Tyler. Comes up to West Elk. Doesn't get across the line, held in. This is going to be a good opportunity for them, but they can't materialize. Nice defense there by Tyler, sorry. And that shot by Isaac Brownell, gloved down by the West Elk goalie. So 9:27 left in the first period. Face off to the West Elk goalie's left. Weston is going to take this face off. He's got Jackson and CJ out there. Ty and Keegan on defense. West Elk wins it across the blue line. Ty Morris on defense, checks the West Elk player against the boards. Weston Nerby with it. Weston doesn't know where the puck is. Now he's got it, sends it around to Ty. Ty's got Jackson. Jackson tips it up, but too far for his teammate, went right to West Elk. CJ across the line cleanly. No offsides there. Looked like offsides, but it's not called.
Just a little bit.
West Elk comes back with it. This game pretty back and forth. I'd say Collins has had the advantage so far. More shots on goal, probably. I'm not counting them, but probably. Ty Morris sent up to mid-ice. Back to Ty. Ty thinks better of sending it over to Keegan. Kobe box. Kobe's got to get back on sides. Does barely. But that puck came out anyway, so it didn't matter. Puck deep in the West Elk zone. Kobe box chases. Puck held in by Bucky, but he loses it right away. Kellen had a big check there. And that's going to be an offsides. Cole Leary and Bucky back on defense. Heiser out there. Heiser with Matt Junker and Tyler Moynister. Comes to Junker. Skates up ice with speed. Gets around the defenseman. Shoots it. Rebound, but nobody there to get it for Collins. This one's going to come all the way down. It'll be icing if Hayden doesn't touch it, and he doesn't have to. So that comes all the way down into the West Elk zone. Bucky and Cole stay out there. On defense. Same three on offense as well for Collins. Heiser, Kyler, and Matt Junker. I wonder why Isaac Brownell's not out there with his line mates. I hope he's all right. That one's sent out. Delay a game. 7:41 left in the first period.
A lot of new faces, right?
Face off to the goalie's right. Kyler's going to take it, wins it, comes back to Bucky. Bucky shoots. Blocked down in front, never got through. Puck sent up by West Elk into the Collins zone. Nice defense by Bucky. Rubs that man off the puck. Comes to Heiser. Heiser lanced off his body right towards the net. Fortunately, it was wide. I think Hayden would have made that save anyways. Matt Yunker comes down with speed. Could have been interference, but no call. Matt Yunker. Tyler activates, but he decides to skate towards the bench. He needs to change. And isn't he? He's just going back. Nice play by Weston Nervy. Weston creating opportunities for himself as his teammates get on the ice. His line mates. Big check by CJ. Puts his shoulder into a West Elk player. Comes down towards Ian. That's waved off. Not sure why. Ian Swallow behind the net. Sends it all the way up ice. Little cat play by Collins. Okay, Isaac's back out there. He's not hurt. Ref just switching up the lines, I guess. And the whistle blows. Probably offsides. So Isaac Brownell out there with Weston and CJ. Interesting, that's usually where Jackson is. Maybe Jackson's taking Isaac's place with Kyler and Matt, not sure. Ian Swallow. Matt Chambers on defense. Comes back to Ian. Ian over to Matt. Goes under his stick. Matt Chambers up towards CJ. CJ's checked right away. Comes back to Matt. Matt reverses. Then spins and sends it up ice. Goes to CJ. CJ's mom's yelling for him to go. He tried. Ty. Merrick. Ty sends it up Merrick's direction, but too far for him. Jackson's out there now. Ty Morris has got it. Ty over to his teammate, Keegan. Keegan sends it up to Jackson. Oh, Jackson can't handle that pass. Up behind the net. Saski's there. Gets past him. Keegan's going to try to hold it in. He does. He's got Jackson. He gets it up to him, but Jackson didn't see that pass. Now he does. Jackson digging for it. Nice play by the West Elk defender to get out of there. But Keegan holds it in, but out of Jackson's reach. Batted down by Ty Morris. Ty wraps it around right in front of his own goal. That was almost an own goal. Wow. A couple times. That's twice this game where two different Fort Collins players have put it in front of their net in a scary moment. Whew. Okay, so Collins is now going to have their first power play opportunity in the game. West Elk player sits down in the penalty box, 2 minutes for elbowing. See what Collins can do here. We come out with Cole and Bucky on defense. Tyler, Matt Yunker, and Heiser out there to start this power play. Tyler gets it over to Heiser, over to Cole. Cole shoots it. Saved by the goalie and no rebound there. Bucky up to Kyler, back to Bucky. Bucky decides to shoot it. Nice high shot. The puck is bouncing around right in the crease. Nobody can put it home. Big collision with Heiser behind the net. Heiser back up, digging it out. And there's going to be a penalty. I think that's going to be on number 22. He ran into Heiser. No, that's going to be number 20. So I think that's the player that collided with Heiser behind the net. And we are going to get a nice big chunk of time, 5-on-3. We're going to get a minute and 36 seconds of 5-on-3. So let's see what Collins can do with this. Rhett wants to have a word with his troops. I guess he just called timeout because he's calling everybody over. Interesting time for a timeout. You see it. How often do you see a timeout with 5 minutes left in the first period? But Rhett saw something he didn't like as we started that power play. He called his troops over. He's got something to say. He had something to say to Jackson when he walked into the rink on Tuesday night. Jackson was sporting his tan khaki pants, and then he bought a tan shirt, golf shirt to go on top of it. And Rhett turns around and says, "Nice, nice Bugsy." That's his nickname. 10-on-10. I like it. Oh gosh. So one of the jobs that we have this weekend is to go to the store and get Jackson some different nice clothes for before the game because his coach is making fun of him. He does look pretty tacky in the 10-on-10. Can you hand me my beer, Stu? Come on, I don't want to go.
Absolute pleasure, Tom.
Thank you, Schoolery. Can I rest it on your head when I'm done? All right, 5-on-3. This is going to be interesting. A lot of the times, 5-on-3, we just don't do well because it's something I don't think they practice very often. They pass it a little bit too much. They're a little bit afraid, a little tentative. So let's see how we do this. I think this is our first 5-on-3 of the season. So Cole and Bucky back there on defense. Face-off won by West Elk. It's in the corner behind the camera, so you can't see it. And it's being dug out 3-on-1 in that corner. 3 Collins players on number 10, and number 10 is just wasting time. And finally, they blow the whistle. 3 Collins players could not get the puck away from that West Elk player. And the ref blows the whistle. Not sure why. Maybe he lost sight of the puck. All right, so 122 left in this 2-man advantage. Puck comes over to Bucky. Bucky back to Cole. He's got a lot to look at. Shoots it. Oh, he was looking for the top part of the goal. And there's another penalty for West Elk. Wow. Puck comes to Bucky. Shoots it. And West Elk touches it. And we're going to get another penalty. So Collins here is going to have over 3 minutes of a 5-on-3. And then a lot of time with a man advantage. So West Elk, I believe that player is going into the box for roughing. So there are three players in the penalty box for West Elk. So Kyler here on the face-off. He's got Matt Yunker and Heiser out there. Bucky and Cole still on defense. And that puck is cleared. Face-off won by West Elk and cleared. So we got to set this up. Collins fantastic on the power play in the tournament last weekend. So let's see what they can do here. We should keep this in. We do Bucky over to Cole. Cole looks back to Bucky. Bucky can't handle that pass. Gets away from them, but we maintain possession. Back to Cole. Cole shoots. Knocked down by the West Elk player. Cole pinches, sends it around to his teammate, Heiser. Let's see what Heiser does with it. Sends it right out to Kyler. Kyler over to Cole. Cole back to Bucky. Bucky skates in, shoots it right out in front. Oh, Collins can't put it home. Heiser on that pass sent over towards Cole, but way out in front of him. Collins got to be better on their passing. Sends it up to Weston. Weston sends it in deep. Not sure that's what you want to do with a 2-man advantage. Come on. Collins has got to play smart hockey. You don't dump it in with a 2-man advantage unless you have players there. And not only do we not get it dumped in effectively, but we put it up into the netting for a faceoff, causing us to have to win this faceoff to maintain possession. You just get the feeling that the players at this level just don't really know how to play a 5-on-3 so well. Ian Suarez got it. Ian sends it in deep towards Kellen. Kellen wraps it around for Weston. Weston leaves it behind him, sends it back to Kellen, wraps it past Weston over to Matt, and that cut gets out. Wow. Collins not doing well on the 5-on-3, gotta say. They just seem disorganized, like they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really know how to. I mean, they play better 5-on-4 than 5-on-3 from what I've seen so far this game. So we've got 122 left in this power play. So the two-man advantage is over. Puck comes to Matt Chambers. Matt bumps it in, but it comes right to the West Elk player. Kellen trying to lift that player's stick. Someone's coming around the neck. That's CJ. Puck wrapped around towards Matt Chambers. He holds it in, but it bounces over Merrick's stick. Merrick wraps it around to Kellen. Collins just seems to be a step behind, not playing the kind of hockey that they can play on the power play. Merrick speaking for it, along with CJ. Merrick comes out with it. Merrick, what's he going to do with it? Merrick behind the net, dancing, taken away by West Elk, but it comes to Matt Chambers. Ian Swallow with it. Puck gets away from Ian. He fans on his shot attempt. Oh, boy, that's just par for the course. Oh, shot off the post by CJ. CJ had that pinpointed, and it just went off the iron. Jackson with it. Jackson flips it up. Jackson shoots and scores. All right, I'm proud of my son. I'm getting beat up by Scoolieri. Who says that if your son scores a goal, you get to hit the person? So mark that down as a power play goal for Jackson Siegel. 14 seconds left on the man advantage. Wow. I could not believe that Collins was going to get out of that much power play time without scoring a goal, and they finally did. So Jackson takes the puck away, dumps it in, tries to go around the West Elk player, digs it out, checked up against the boards, dancing and jiving. He won't dance unless he's on skates. Gets it around to Isaac, back to Jackson. Isaac Brownell with it, trying to get it to Jackson, but can't. Jackson holds that puck in, and it stays in. Bounces over the West Elk player's stick, but they clear the zone. Puck comes right to Keegan. Keegan up with it to Jackson. Jackson loses it, took his eye off the puck, looking at the West Elk player coming towards him. Keegan, a big check there. He's going to get called for that. He's going to the penalty box as soon as Collins stretches the puck, which they have a couple times. So that's going to be interference on number 40, Keegan O'Connell. That was a big check. He kind of threw his body into that West Elk player. The refs are going to call that all day. If your stick is not on the ice and you're not playing the puck when you hit a man like that, they're going to call it. So we're going to start this penalty kill with Cole and Bucky on defense, and Colby Box and Dylan Heiser on defense. See if we can kill this the way we did the other one. Big Cole Leary behind the net, laying the body on that West Elk player. Heiser comes in to help him out. West Elk digs it out, skating in front of the net. They shoot, they score. So first goal of West Elk season, scored by number 22. That's got to feel good for them. Keegan skates out of the box and heads towards the bench. So Fort Collins penalty bites him right away. Only 13 seconds into the power play, and they're able to send one top shelf against Hayden Stoltz. Top shelf where Mama keeps the schnapps. And we've got 20 seconds left in the first period. Game tied 1-1. Jackson's line out there. We're back to our regular line. Jackson, CJ, and Weston. Weston sends a shot way over the net. Jackson gets past him. Checked by CJ. And the puck bounces over Cole's stick. But that West Elk player can't get a hold of it. CJ comes in, he's got to shoot fast, and there's the buzzer to end the first period. Ugh. So, at the end of one, it's all tied up, 1-1. So we're not going to zam the ice here. Yeah, every 2 periods. So the only goal for Collins in the first period was Jackson Siegel. And we had 2 penalties in that period, one to Keegan O'Connell for interference, and another penalty. I'm not sure Ty was in the box, but I think it may have been too many men on the ice. So we're playing 17-minute periods. I didn't realize that. Interesting. Yeah, 3 more minutes and we're in the NHL. Every 2 periods. So the previous game, the previous game they zammed it after that game. They started on fresh ice. But if the previous game they hadn't zammed the ice, then they do it now. At least
I know they zammed during both of the previous games. I just remember when they did it. I think it was between 2 and 3.
But every game I've watched has been between 2 and 3 unless they do it at each intermission. Sometimes it's Shasta they do.
I'll get it.
Oh,
Where are you guys staying?
are we live?
Yeah.
No.
We'll get us a couple more beers. Staying at the Mustang Ranch or something?
Gee.
All right, Collins is going to start with Jackson, CJ, and Weston as our forwards, and Bucky and Matt Chambers on defense. So 17-minute periods in this tournament. Last tournament we played in, it was 15-minute periods. So, okay. This game all tied up. So referees are having a discussion at the bench of West Elk for some reason. We're not sure why. I think number 10, hour and 15, not too bad. So number 10 for West Elk must have received a 10-minute major because he sits back down in the penalty box. Yeah. So they're playing with a little bit of a short bench until his 10-minute match misconduct is over. And we're underway. Jackson checks a player, rubs them off the puck. CJ working it out. West comes to Weston. CJ's got options. CJ looks. He loves that corner from that angle. CJ sends it back to his D-man, Ian. Sends it back Jackson or Weston's direction. Weston wraps it back for CJ. CJ behind the net. Sends it up to his D-man. Oh, jumps over Ian's stick. Ian goes D to Matt Chambers. Up the near boards. Jackson digging at the puck. Sent around towards Matt Junker. Matt sends it back to Jackson. If he hurries, he might have an attempt. Jackson up against the boards. Jackson comes out with it. Sends it right in front. Puck in the crease. Nice play by Jackson. Jackson kicks it to himself. Back to his D-man. Back to Matt Chambers. Nice pass by Jackson, but the West Elk player was right there. Puck right below us. Not sure where it is now. Comes up. There's a check on Matt Junker by the West Elk player. West Elk brings it in. Puck high over the net, sails way over Hayden's head. Outlet pass comes just across the blue line. Collins has numbers if they hurry, and they do. Isaac Brownell loves shooting from that angle. It was right there that Isaac won the championship game by scoring a goal from right there. Puck right on the doorstep. Collins applying all kinds of pressure. Sticks get up in the crease. So Tyler, Isaac, and Matt Yunker out there. Collins' first line. Ty Morris, Keegan O'Connell back on defense. So Keegan did not get a 2 and 10 for that penalty. I thought he might have, but he did not. Won by Collins. Ty Morris wraps it around in Isaac Brownell's direction. Isaac, Matt, and Tyler down there. Comes to Keegan and gets by him all the way down. Ty Morris has got a chase. Ty behind his net. Sends it up. Sends it up Matt Yunker's direction, but Matt just steers it in to get a change. Merrick Bellis along with Heiser and Kellen. Merrick digging, gets it back towards Kellen. Kellen doing battle, comes to West Elk. West Elk sends it up. Keegan, long arms and long stick, keeps that in. That's where his height advantage is a real benefit. Backhand attempt right there by Merrick Bellis. Nice aggressive move by Merrick to get right in front of the net. That backhand just went wide. Puck goes about as high as you can get in this arena. Hit the ceiling, I think. 5 fresh bodies on the ice for Collins.
Here we go, CB.
Face off in the near side, deep in the Collins zone.
Hey, Brewer, get one, buddy.
Weston maybe takes the face off. Puck right in the crease there. Hayden makes a save. So it's a tough challenge. This is almost as tough as the opponent we played in our last games. Maybe as tough. Puck bouncing around. No one seems to be able to get control of it. Finally, brought out by Collins. And here comes Weston Nerby. Colby Box sends it down towards Weston. Weston digs it out, comes to Colby. Right out to Sasky. Sasky digging at it. And they're going to push him out of the crease. So nice work down low between Colby and Weston to set Sasky up right in front of the net. And he was just whacking at it. And finally the goalie covers for a face-off to his left. So Jackson's line comes out there. This line with a goal. Jackson, CJ, and Kyler. Kyler replacing Weston on this line. Weston just had a shift. So Rhett mixing up the lines a little to start the second period. That shot attempt steered aside with a blocker by Hayden Stoltz. Battling the near side. Matt Chambers, Tyler, West Elk with it. West Elk taken away by Ian. Nice job there. Sends it up ice to no one. Back to Matt Chambers. Matt reverses ice. Sends it up towards CJ. CJ towards Jackson. Jackson can't get there in time. Matt Chambers with it. Matt sends it up. That's going to be icing. And it is. 12:55 left in the second period. Score tied 1-1. Jackson Siegel with Collins' only goal, scored on the power play in the waning seconds of Jackson. Jackson Siegel, Siegel. Uh-oh, joking around with Nick and CJ and a couple of the dads next to me. Puck comes around towards Isaac. Keegan digging at it, tries to kick it, comes right out to Matt Yunker. Matt, nice pass up to Isaac. Isaac tries to go around that player, but couldn't. Matt Yunker taken away, comes back to Keegan. Keegan shoots it, goes off the shin pads of a player from West Elk. This line getting some opportunities. Matt Yunker. Matt, nice pass over to Merrick. Merrick backhands it in. Nice try. So Merrick Bellis gets Collins' second goal.
How do you spell that?
What?
How do you spell that?
Merrick Bellis. Merek. That was beautiful. Just really good hard work by these boys. Pays off. West Elk wins the face-off. Comes all the way back into their zone. So Collins up 2-1 now. 12:06 left in the second period. Isaac Brownell with it. Isaac leaves it. Gets it again. Isaac with it. Shoots it. Weston's there. Weston can't shoot. Sent up to Heiser. Tries to get out. Keegan shoots it. Nice glove save by the West Elk goalie. Keegan got a lot on that shot, but there was no traffic in front, and the West Elk goalie saw it all the way and just sticks his big glove out there and pulls it in. Heiser out there with Weston and Kellen. Bucky and Cole back on defense. Heiser doing battle on the near corner. Sends it around towards Cole. Cole gets there first. Cole puts it right on net, but that hit Weston in the chest. Looks like he's okay. Kellen keeps it in. Puck batting in the air. Comes back to... So Weston got it, sent it back, and I think he mistook the West Elk player for his own because he passed it right to a West Elk player. So we're in gray and they're in dark blue, so I mean, it's pretty obvious. Which team is which? Oh boy, giveaway deep in the Collins zone. Unfortunately, the West Elk player did not get his stick on that, and Heiser tried to clear that all the way down. That would have been icing. Not sure why Dylan Heiss would do that. Maybe they needed a break. They were gassed and they wanted some new troops out there. Anyway, that was brought in offsides by West Elk, so the face-off comes on the far side, just outside the Collins zone. 10:53 left in the second period. 2-1 Collins. Kyler wins the face-off, gets it to Colby Box. Colby sends it up the board. Puck right below us. Hard to see. Bunch of players doing battle. Puck sent up into the neutral zone. Puck sent up. We're going to get a breakaway attempt here. Sent off the post by Colby Box. Colby throws his head back as that one rings off the iron. He wanted that one. Puck sent all the way down by West Elk. Ian stumbles but stays with the play. Comes around to Matt Chambers. Matt wraps it around to Ian. Ian up to Colby Box. Colby up to Kyler. Kyler tries to pass it to himself. Nice defensive play by West Elk. Comes around to Jackson. Jackson intercepts it. Skates right towards the net. Sends it over to Kyler, but it bounced off his stick. Comes back around to Jackson. Sent right out to, oh boy, to CJ. Jackson set up CJ, and CJ did not get all of his wood on that one. I'm sure he'd love to have that one back because he just sort of fluttered it towards the goalie. So Merrick, CJ, and Jackson. I haven't seen this trio out there before, this combination. Jackson's usually on the line with CJ, but not with Merrick. Puck comes back, sent up to Ty. Ty skates around, sends it in. Big rebound. Who's going to put the Wood on that one. Comes around to Ty. Ty sends it around to Keegan. Keegan shoots. Goes off the shin pads of a West Elk player. Comes down to Jackson. Gets by him. Sent right out in front and goal. TJ Charles puts that rebound into the back of the net. I'm going to give the assists to Merrick and Jackson. Nice play by those boys. High five. And CJ's going in the box. Not sure why. He just scored a goal, and did he celebrate? So 2 minutes to CJ. He scores a goal and sits in the box. All right, so 3-1 Collins. 9:16 left in the second period, but West Elk on a power play here. CJ Sorrells in the box. Not sure why. So I'm hearing that probably it was unsportsmanlike conduct. Maybe celebrating in a way the referees didn't like after he scored that goal. Not sure. So let's see how Collins does on this penalty kill. Puck sent right on net and rebound left right in front of Hayden. And that clear by Collins jumps over the West Elk player's stick, fortunately for Collins. 1:20 left in the power play for West Elk. Puck sent up ice nicely by West Elk. They streak down the far side. Ty Morris goes for the check but misses the player. Keegan with it, see if he can clear it. He sends it up, almost takes out the West Elk coach in black. So in the NHL, that would be a delay of game for sure. But I don't know when they start counting that as a delay of game, but not at this level. And we have a stoppage in play. Not sure why. Okay. So maybe the referees thought that the ice was getting a little bit too slow, or I don't know. But at 8:23 left in the second period, everyone's leaving the ice, and I think we're probably going to see the Zamboni come out. You can see Rhett talking to CJ. James, I hope you're watching this. I don't think Rhett is happy with his player right there. He tells CJ just to get off the ice. Not sure what CJ did. I'll have to ask him after the game. Maybe I don't know. I mean, we're allowed to celebrate after a goal. So we're going to stay right here. I'm not going to stop the stream, but we're going to have a break of like 15 minutes. And I'm going to need to refresh my beer because I asked very nicely if Stu Leary would get me another beer, but he refused. I probably owe him. I owe him probably 100 beers, I'd say. So I don't blame him. No, I know 100, like.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
How much does that mic pick up?
Well, take it out of my ears and stop. I don't think I can talk much.
Yeah, we're hoping it doesn't pick up that.
Ready for another ear? Yeah, let's go.
I'll tell you. Say what? Oh, his teeth? Oh.
But they've all played lots of options, right? But they've all played, right? I mean, other places that just together at that time. Okay. God, I'm like, wait, you're telling me they've never touched the ice before? Great together.
Oh, wow, that's great. They're from Crescent View, right?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Jordan got out of the car today, but she TV.
That's worse.
I know, I was like, not easier. So she's driving right now. That's right. Yeah, I mean, they're a little miles from the place, but I'm sure that they're happy right now. I mean, it's possible.
They're probably doing a 3-day weekend, the game night tomorrow night, and Christmas game in 2 days. That's all they do in the South.
She's clearly on campus for 5 days. And I don't know who's she's driving.
She don't drink.
I have no idea. I doubt it. They went together. Like they got down there, they went to dinner, and they came back. And she texted me and said, I got out of there. Hey, so I assume that she knew she was going to be meeting. But she said that separating them out so over, but Sandy was still there. So I'm like, now they're but now they're going to but I think at some point they were going to bring up no, Carly. So I'm like, what are you guys doing? Sleeping? I just say that. And I guess someone else is not that good.
Not that good.
She was not she used to MCU.
Oh, which one? And she's got a 4 now. The bird one.
Right, the we'll have the same, just like Paradise Jackson. That's the one she but
James like? Was he watching?
So Jay Day said they rewound it a few times, and he said he definitely directs a comment at the attendee. And he said it must have been juicy because the ref took one time calling it.
What was the verdict?
That my kid said something really nice to me.
It's a euphemism.
So unsportsmanlike.
Sounds like it. I don't know what it was.
Well, you know, we would have gladly let you have. We would have taken the goal back, and he could have stayed on the ice. So, you know, we'll trade you.
Yeah.
He always has to learn the hard way.
Yeah, you know, I think they all do, right?
Did you see him getting an earful from Rhett?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that age, you just kind of don't know when to turn it off.
Well, one time last season, we drove all the way down here, an hour and 15 minutes, and he found out that I had benched him. He was sitting on the bench.
I remember that game.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I paid the price for that one, but
Not James?
I drove all the way down here, and I'm like, this kid has to learn.
Was James here? Yeah, he was here that
I
day.
think so. I think we both did.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I remember
It's not
seeing
playing.
him sitting there on the bench with his helmet on, none
Yep.
of his gear. We have a great coach. He's so good with the kids. He's got some profanity of his own sometimes, though. Did you see in the second to the last game of last weekend's tournament, Ty Morris shot the puck when we were on the power play. He shot it really hard, blocked by the shin guards of the other team's player, who went down immediately.
oh, wow.
Skated off the ice basically on one skate, and then I think came back, and then the whistle blew, and Ty went up to him and apologized and said he was sorry. And then I saw our coach yell at him when he got back to the bench, and Jackson said that Brett said, "You never do it. It's fucking embarrassing." He said, "You show good sportsmanship if you do something wrong. High stick,
How long have you had this car?
penalty.
Right.
If you're just playing in a game and it's totally legal, you don't walk over to someone and say, 'Oh, are you okay? I'm sorry for doing that.' You're not sorry for shooting it in the rocket, you know?" I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
He played in the NHL for a little while, so he knows hockey better than I am.
Right.
Because he knows what's appropriate and what's not.
Yeah, except Ty's been benched for a game.
Oh, really?
He can say what he wants.
Okay,
but
you're Ty's mom.
I'm Ty's mom.
Okay,
so
that's right.
You can say what you want, but my kid's not going to be a douchebag or a kid. That's just the way it rolls with me.
Does that surprise you that Rhett would say that?
No, I don't think it surprises me. Well, no, it doesn't necessarily surprise me. Ty never told us that story, so that's interesting. That's what you heard.
That's what Jackson told me. Now, Jackson has been known to kind of
So
bend.
that's not, Ty never told us that. Ty tells us pretty much everything, so.
It wasn't Ty that shot that puck, and he said
Ty
something.
went over to a kid because the kid was laying down on the
In
ice.
the second-
But Ty's been not pulled, but Ty's been given a game misconduct and thrown out for 2 games by a ref for not anything even close. So
Let's go, Blue!
yeah, Ty got kicked out of a championship game. Like he lost, he couldn't play the playoffs or the championship. So Ty is very.
So he was just trying to learn his lesson and like we won it too. Yeah. It's called the Early Bird Tournament. It was in Superior, Boulder, basically. Yeah. We went 6-0, 29 goals for, 3 goals against. Yeah. Who did we beat in the championship game? Monarch. And Monarch, who did we play in the championship game? Monarch, yeah. They were a good team and we won in overtime. It was a thriller. Yeah. It was a great start. So they're undefeated so far.
Change that around.
Yeah.
You can see we got a lot of young kids out there.
They're playing really well though. What number is your son? Uh,
Moved to senior team.
what year is he? Is he a freshman?
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore? Oh, okay.
He had a shoulder surgery, so he's kind of first week back in the last week, and he got a tip from behind him and ended up with a.
Oh no. Well, it's good that he's out there.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. We're about to start the second period over again. Sorry, we're not starting over again. We're picking up where we left off. We got fresh ice to skate on here. And this is a continuation of the power play that we started before we took a break. So just under a minute left in the man advantage for West Elk. And Collins is up. Isaac Brownell, if he hurries, he's going to have a breakaway here. Shoots it. He didn't get all of that. Isaac can score from there. He's shown us that. But he didn't get all of that shot. 27 seconds left. Nice kick save by Hayden Stoltz. That was a hard shot by the West Elk player, and Hayden kicked it aside. 15 seconds left in this man advantage for West Elk. West Elk comes out of their zone, sends it up ice, just ahead of their forward, and that's going to come back to Keegan. Keegan sends it up and out. Nope, and not out. Yeah, and it was out. Yeah. No, no. So the power play's over. 7:13 left in the second period. Collins up 3-1 against this West Elk team. West Elk, a high school team from Gunnison. Collins wins the faceoff. Jackson sends it up. Heiser chases it. Comes back to Tyler. Over to Keegan. Keegan off the boards in Heiser's direction. Heiser. Back to Kellen. Tyler digs for it. Comes to Ty Morris. Ty over to his D partner. Keegan shoots it, but that's blocked down, never got through. West Elk out with it to the near side. That shot attempt easily steered aside by Hayden Stoltz. That puck put on net, but stopped by Ty Morris. Ty comes around, sends it off the boards. Nice pass by Tyler. Just a great touch on that puck. But his teammate couldn't handle it. 5 fresh skaters out there for Collins. Puck comes around to Colby box. Merrick gave it right back to Colby. Matt Chambers. Matt back to Ian. Ian shoots it, blocked by the West Elk defender. Over to Sassy. Puck dribbled right in front of the goalie, but he smothers it. 5:54 left in the second period. Collins up 3-1 against West Elk. This is the first game of the Twisted Wrister tournament. Collins is going to play twice tomorrow. Collins wins the faceoff. Matt Chambers with it. Matt sends it on net. Colby Box got a piece of that, but the goalie saves it. Kept in by Collins. Merrick Bellis doing battle in that corner. Comes out to Matt Chambers. Hit by Colby. Colby didn't mean to do that. Sent up into the netting, and we're going to have a face-off outside the zone. Comes outside the zone because Collins touched it. If it hadn't gone off a Collins player, the face-off would have been deep in the West Elk zone. CJ has got it on the near boards. Bucky with it. Bucky, nice move around a West Elk player. Jackson tried to tip that. Saved by the West Elk goalie. Comes back to Weston. Weston over to CJ. CJ, Jackson, and Weston doing battle up there. CJ, big hit against the boards. Comes back to Jackson. Jackson tries to go around. Reverses ice. Puts it back for Weston. Weston puts it on net. Pushed off the puck by West Elk. Comes out to Cole. Cole with it. Cole puts it back for CJ. Jackson falls down. Bucky with it. Bucky gets it out to Jackson. Jackson shoots it. Tough angle. Jackson gets it back. Gets his own rebound. Coming into the crease. Sends it back to Cole. Bucky tried to get it back to Jackson. Blocked by West Elk. Puck right below us. Puck comes out to CJ. CJ's got Jackson. They're at the end of a shift, so they must be tired. Gets it out to Jackson. Jackson shoots it. Tough angle there. Saved by the goalie. Jackson's got to get off the ice. He's running low on gas. Puck right below us here. Tough to get a good view of that. Cole gets it up towards Matt Junker. Comes to Isaac Brownell. Isaac, nice defensive play from behind by that West Elk defender. Bucky. Cole went down to the ice and blocked that shot attempt. Nice play there. West Elk keeps it in. Shot on goal. Hayden's lost his stick. Hayden's playing without a stick right now. Somebody's going to get it to him. So Kyler goes over and steers Hayden's stick towards him. And finally, Hayden picks it up. Whew, that was a scary moment. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. Score still 3-1 Collins. Merrick Bellis is going to take the face off with Heiser to his left and Kellen to his right. Heiser comes away with the puck. Big check on Heiser. That was kind of away from the play. Could have been an interference call. Merrick battling below the net. Merrick's got it. Merrick tries to get it over to Kellen. Nice rub off the puck by Ty Morris. Beautiful defensive play there by Ty. Ty gets it over to his D partner. Comes up to Heiser. Heiser into the zone. Heiser stopped. Keegan with it. Heiser and Kellen have to tag up. They do. Kellen right there checks the West Elk player against the boards, but they're able to clear. Puck comes to Matt Chamber, glove down by, not sure who that is, somebody. Colby Box chases it. Colby takes it away. Colby sends it over. Sasky. Nice attempt by Sasky. Beautiful play by Colby Box. School agrees with me. Colby and Sasky creating opportunities for each other. Sasky stays out there along with Colby Box and Weston Derby. Matt Chambers on defense along with Ian. Comes out to Ian. Sasky with it. Sasky got that rebound, but it's blocked by the West Elk defender. Number 4. His dad's right behind me. He's G. Is his name G? Garrett. There's a lot of G's on the West Elk team. There's a lot of K's on the Collins team. I think 6 different players whose names start with K. Yeah, it's crazy. We got Cole, we got Keegan, we got Kyler, we got Kellen, and we got
Carpe diem.
Carpe Diem. That doesn't start with a K, but okay, Scoot. Oh, it's a lot of K's. Jay Giles Band, one of my favorites. Puck in the neutral zone. West Elk. That West Elk player had 4 Collins players on him and couldn't do anything with it. Puck comes down into the Collins zone. Sent up by Cole. Brought back down towards Bucky over his stick. West Elk was offsides. They tag up. Bucky with it. Bucky leaves it, taken away by West Elk. That was dangerous. Puck comes up to Jackson. Jackson sends it up the boards. Poked by Tyler nicely, but puck gets away from him. Tyler's got Jackson out there with him. And Matt Yunker, big bump by Matt. Puck sent all the way down by Coogan. And they're going to blow the whistle. All right. We've got, we're thinking intentional offsides, but they're going to give the face-off right here at mid-ice. Maybe the refs are saying, what the hell, just bring it to mid-ice. So 32 seconds left in the second period, 3-1 Collins. See what we can do in the waning seconds of the second period. Maybe we can get an insurance goal here. Matt Yunker giving chase. Isaac Brownell puts it on net. Matt Yunker, first one there, off the boards to himself. We're over to Merrick Bellis. Merrick rubbed off the puck by the West Elk player. Isaac Brownell throws an elbow into the West Elk player. Got to be careful there. Refs have been calling that. Ty Morris, Ty and his D partner, Keegan, and the clock runs out. And that does it for the second period. So the second period ends 3-1. 17 minutes left in this game. We're going to stay right here on the ice. Players will not go to their respective locker rooms. See if we can get a nice tight shot of Rhett Gordon giving some instructions to his boys. So in this game, we've got 3 goals, one for Jackson Siegel, one for CJ Sarles, and one for Merrick Bellis. Assists also to Jackson Siegel, Merrick Bellis. And there's probably another assist that I didn't record, not sure. 3 Fort Collins penalties through 2 periods. CJ Sarles, Keegan O'Connell, and Ty Morris. Although Ty's penalty, I'm not sure he did anything. I think it may have been delay a game too many men on the ice, and Rhett had him serve out that penalty.
If you want to watch this game, it'll be on YouTube, so you just got to go to my YouTube channel and you can watch it.
What's your YouTube channel?
So it's my name, Tom, and then my last name.
Give me 1 second.
You can find it if you have the YouTube app.
I do. That's actually brilliant. Imagine that.
How are you speaking without your microphone? Oh, you're using.
Sounds not as good. I should probably plug in my headphones, and there's a little microphone here because I can turn up and down the volume, but I forgot to bring it. Can't remember everything.
Can't remember. I was just like, wait,
So
how are you
there's a lot of Tom Siegels that have YouTube channels, but I'm the one with the Fort Collins logo. S-I-E.
As long as those microphones don't pick up what I'm saying, we're good.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you happen to come right up. You're good.
For me, but I guess I'll own whatever I say, right? I mean,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, so here we go with the start of the third period. 17 minutes left in this game. Collins up 3-1 against this West Elk team from Gunnison, Colorado. They played Fort Collins pretty well so far in this game. So Collins is going to be moving from left to right this period. West Elk out to the neutral zone, nicely batted away by Ian Suaro. Puck comes towards Hayden. Hayden easily covers up. So Kellen out there. Kellen gets it over to Ian. Ian up to Heiser. Held in. and bounces out. Back to Matt Chambers. Matt up to Weston. Weston shoots it. Bounces off the West Elk player. Comes to mid-ice. Gobbled up by Matt Chambers. Nice defensive play by Matt to get back in a hurry. And West Elk is going to be on a change. Ian sends it up ice. Yeah, jumps over it. Comes up to Kyler. Kyler shoots it. Kyler did not get all of that shot. I think the West Elk player got a stick on his stick to slow him down a bit. Bucky sends it up. Nobody there. Comes back to Bucky. Bucky goes up towards Sasky. Comes off the board. Sasky can't corral it. Sasky dumps it in. Taken and brought out by West Elk. Down to Cole Leary. Cole behind his own net. Off the boards to Bucky. Bucky off the boards, but right to the West Elk player. Shot sails through the crease. That comes up for Kyler. Kyler into the West Elk zone. Tries to get around the West Elk player, but can't. Held in by Colby Box, and CJ comes up to Cole. Cole shoots it. Kick saved by the West Elk goalie. Bucky sends it over to Cole. Cole calling for it by whacking his stick on the ice. Cole sends it up. CJ has Jackson right in front. Cole tripped up, no call. Comes back to Keegan. Keegan. Puck comes up to Jackson. Jackson sends it right over to Merrick. Keegan pinches up to CJ. CJ shoots it from a long ways away. Shot from a tough angle by West Elk. West Elk player goes down behind the net. No call. Merrick Bellis with it. Merrick sends it over to Ty. Ty up to Jackson. Jackson dumps it to Matt Yunker. Matt into the zone. Got Jackson behind him. Rubbed off the puck by West Elk. Jackson has got it. Jackson sends it over to Keegan. Keegan shoots. Blocked by the West Elk defender. Right out in front towards Matt Yunker, and they cover up. Nice pressure by Jackson and Weston, Keegan, Matt Yunker, Bucky and Keegan. Sorry, Ty Morris and Keegan out on defense. Yunker, Weston, Nerby, Kellen as our forwards. Keegan holds it in. Keegan's just amazing at holding those pucks in. Using that large wingspan. Ty over to his teammate Keegan. Keegan around a defender, shoots it. Blocked. Keegan over to Ty. Ty shoots it right in front. Matt tried to get a stick on that. Not sure if he did. Collins buzzing in the West Elk zone. Will not let them clear. And finally they do. That's going to be not icing. Somebody touched it for Collins. Puck comes around to Heiser. Heiser comes around. Heiser dumps it to himself. Heiser still got it. Loses the puck at the blue line. And that's going to be brought out by West Elk. West Elk into the Collins zone. 12:38 left in the third period. That pass up towards Tyler out of his reach. Puck taken away by Heiser. Heiser dumps it in.
Nice sides.
Over to Ian Suaro. Ian and his teammate playing catch here. Comes up to Kellen. Kellen, nice move to the net. Cleared by West Elk. This is going to be icing. All right, so 11:56 left in the third period. 2-goal lead for Collins. Scores 3-1. Goals from Merrick, Bellis, Jackson Siegel, and CJ Sarles. Face off to the goalie's left, near corner. Sasky, Merrick, and Colby Box, along with Cole and Bucky. Referee will not drop that puck, and for some reason sends Merrick. Merrick didn't even. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Merrick was exchanging pleasantries with the referee, and he didn't want to hear anymore. Strange, but Merrick goes right back into the face-off circle for this one. The referee will kick a player out of the face-off circle if they jump the gun, but I didn't see Merrick do that. Cole's with it. Cole shoots just wide. Bucky comes up with it, sends it back Merrick's direction, out of his reach. There comes to West Elk. Colby keeps it in, puck below us. Cole sends it over. Sasky tries to get it in, can't. Dumped in by Bucky. Bucky's going to chase. Puck comes towards Weston. Sent up and out by West Elk. That's going to be a face-off, keeping the West Elk zone. So the clock is still stopping when the whistle's blown. 11:14 left in this game. Weston's going to take the face-off. Weston, Jackson, CJ. Jackson falls down. Held in by Keegan momentarily, but it comes out. Big check against the boards by Keegan. Keegan playing a very physical game so far. Puck comes right to the West Elk goalie. He covers up for a face-off. Ugh. Weston takes the face-off. Comes back to Ty Morris. Went off of Weston towards the goal, but wide. CJ gave it away. And it gets over Keegan's stick. Cleaned up by Ty Morris. Ty sends it back. Nice behind the back pass. Oh boy. And a nice play by Ty to stop that West Elk player. And West Elk brings it in offsides. 10:24 left in the third period. Collins up 3-1 in this first game of this tournament. Face off right below us. Matt Junker gets the puck. Ian Swaro. Ian sends it up right on goal, covered by the West Elk goalie. Matt Junker was right there. 10:13 left in the third period. Lots of people around me are yawning. It is after 10 o'clock here, local time. This game seems to be taking a long time. Sends up to Ian. Matt with it. Matt Chambers had a nice look and just a good save by the West Elk goalie. So Matt Chambers, Ian Swaro out there. Our forwards are Brownie, Kyler, and Junker. Run by Collins, sent back by Matt Chambers. Matt Junker with it, and that's cleared by West Elk. Comes back to Matt Chambers, sends it up the boards. Here comes Matt Junker, shoots it just wide. That was a nice shot by Matt Junker. That's about as close as you can come to scoring without doing it. Bucky with it. Bucky sends it right into the equipment of that West Elk player. Collins breaks out of their zone. They sent it all the way down. Collins on a change. West Elk behind their goal. Merrick chasing the puck here. Big hit there, shoulder to shoulder. Merrick and that West Elk player. Heiser with it. Heiser shoots it. Rebound. Almost put home. Heiser battling on the far boards. Merrick comes out with it. Merrick puts it over into Heiser's direction. Comes to Cole. Cole goes D to D to Bucky. Bucky shoots. Rebound. Hope that by Kellen. West Elk goalie is playing well. He is gobbling up those rebounds and not giving Collins any second chances. 8:43 left in the third period. Cole and Bucky out there on defense. Face off. Won by West Elk. Come down the ice with speed. Put on net. Hayden blocks that one down. Cole goes into the boards hard, looking at the referee, and he's going to get the call. So Cole was sent into the boards hard, and Cole looked right at the referee like, hello. And the referee said, okay, put up his arm and called number 22 for West Elk. 2 minutes for roughing. So Collins going on the power play here. We've got a trio of forwards out there. We've got two forwards out there waiting for a centerman. And out skates Weston Nerby, number 35. Weston's got Heiser to his left. Heiser got the puck, but sent it back to Keegan, not on the ice, but bouncing. You send it back to your D-man bouncing. It might bounce over his stick, under his stick. One of the keys to passing effectively is giving your teammate a pass that they can catch well. But it's hard to determine what's going to happen with the puck. Keegan shoots that one. Misses. Held in by Ty. Comes out to Heiser. Heiser, tough angle. Blocked by the goalie. Heiser with it still. Heiser comes around with it. Playing some really aggressive hockey. Dylan Heiser. Ty comes over to Keegan. Keegan looks like he wants to go around but doesn't. Shoots it. That's in. Heiser put in the rebound. So Ty Morris got it. The goalie initially saved it. And then Heiser put in the rebound. So a power play goal by Collins. Dylan Heiss with it. And we're going to give assists to Keegan O'Connell and Ty Morris on that goal. So Sasky is out there. Colby Box. Collins a giveaway in zone. That shot fortunately went wide. So Collins is up 4-1. It's just over 7 minutes left. They've got to play good hockey here to win this first game of the tournament if they want to. Colby Box. Colby wraps it around. Matt Chambers. Matt gives it over to Sasky. Gets over his stick. Sasky with it. Sasky's going to have an attempt there. The goalie didn't really know where the puck was, but he blocked Sasky's shot. And that one is sent up and out of play. Almost takes out some of our parents. I think everyone's okay. So Jackson playing right wing here. Merrick Bellis playing center. CJ's playing left wing. Ian and Matt Chambers on defense. Merrick's going to take the face off, wins it. Jackson gets it. Jackson sends it back to his D-man. Ian goes over to Matt. Nice sharing the puck by Collins here. Puck sent up. Ian can't keep that one in. Puck comes up to Matt Chambers. Matt sends it up to CJ. Gets out of CJ's reach. CJ checked by two players at the same time. Merrick's got it. He's got Jackson in front. Merrick has got Jackson right in front. Can't get it to him because he's behind the net. Comes up to Matt Chambers. Matt holds it in. Merrick got a piece of that shot by Matt Chambers, but a save by the West Elk goalie. Matt Chambers pinches in right next to Jackson. Collins still aggressive, even though they've got a 3-goal lead here. Matt shoots it. Comes to CJ right out in front. CJ backhands it. Collins holds it in. Matt sends it on net. Glove down by the West Elk player. It comes to West Elk. West Elk is going to break out of the zone. 5:36 left in this game. West Elk beats Matt to the puck. Taken by Weston. Weston off the boards to his teammate Matt Yunker. Matt, he's got Isaac Brownell on the wing. Tries to get it to Ian Suara, who activated from his defensive position. Matt Yunker, Isaac Brownell. Puck comes up the near board. We're going to get a slashing penalty. No, a roughing penalty. Roughing on number 41, Kyler. So he's going to sit in the box for 2 minutes. 5:04 left in the third period. 4-1 for Collins, leading this West Elk team from Gunnison. So Collins on the kill. Bucky and Cole, key partners out there. Dylan Heiser takes the face-off. Comes to Kellen. Gets it out. Kicked up by Heiser. Heiser backs it to himself. See if we get a shorthanded chance here. Heiser keeps his eye on the West Elk player. Avoids him. Comes over to Bucky. Bucky sends it down to Heiser. A little bit of offense on this penalty kill for Collins. And West Elk tries to break out of their zone. Kellen keeps it in. Collins doesn't change. Same 4 out there on this penalty kill. Checked by Kellen up against the boards. Comes right to Bucky. Bucky sends it in deep to waste some more time. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in this power play for West Elk. They've yet to set up. Collins does not let them out of the zone. And another nice defensive play by Tyler Buckle to send that puck all the way down into the West Elk zone. So the penalty kill kind of looks sketchy a little bit at the beginning of this game for Collins. But this one so far, really wonderful. 50 seconds left in this power play for West Elk. West Elk comes into the zone. Big hit against the boards. That West Elk player avoided that check. I think the Fort Collins player got the worst of it. I'm not sure who that was. West Elk comes in with it. They score. That West Elk player came around the net from Hayden Stoltz's left and a hard shot and put it in the back of the net for a power play goal for West Elk. So 3:38 left in the game. Fort Collins now has only a 2-goal lead. 4-2 Collins. Jackson, Merrick, and CJ are our forwards. Ty Morris, and Keegan O'Connell on defense. Comes to Keegan, sends it over to all the way down the ice, and that's icing. So 3:27 left. West Elk trying to hang on, hoping that they can get another goal and then possibly tie this game up. Collins hoping to just waste about 3.5 minutes to come out of this first game of the tournament victorious. Face off. Won by West Elk. A shot on goal. That was close. Hayden Stoltz got a piece of that. Jackson out there along with CJ. Taken by Ty. Sends it up towards CJ. CJ. And that's caroms off the stick and up into the bench of West Elk players. So the power play is over because of that goal. Isaac, Matt Yunker, and Weston Nerby on offense for Collins. Matt Chambers and Ian Swallow on defense. 3:06 left in this game. Collins up 4-2. West Elk behind their own net. Try to break out of the zone, but that hits the skates of Weston Nerby. West Elk comes down with it. Collins tries to clear. Puck bouncing around. West Elk still with it. Sharing the puck nicely. West Elk player shoots it. Walker saved by Hayden Stoltz. And we've got a penalty. So we're going to get a penalty on West Elk. Number 23 on West Elk is going to get a penalty for charging. So West Elk hoping to use the last few minutes of this game to their advantage, just kind of put the legs out from under themselves, because they're going to spend 2 minutes of the last 2:25 in this game on the penalty kill. Collins with an opportunity to extend their lead. Cole and Bucky on defense. Brownie, Weston Nerby, and Yunker out on offense. Collins holds it in, comes to Cole Leary. Cole goes D to D over to Bucky. Jumps over Bucky's stick. Bucky holds it in, back to Cole. Cole shoots it. Comes right out in front and batted in by Weston Nerby. Nice play by Cole and Weston. So we're going to give assists to Cole Leary and Zach Buckle. And Weston gets the goal. So 5-2 Collins with just over 2 minutes left in this game. Same line stays out there. Same D partners as well. Matt Yunker rubbed off the puck. Comes back to Bucky. Bucky reverses ice. Sends it up to Matt Yunker. Yunker's got Weston. Weston's got some speed. He's got Isaac Brunell. Gets it over to Isaac. Isaac knocked off that puck. He did not get a shot off, really. He just kind of dumped it in the corner. Not sure if he felt that West Elk player come in his direction. Sends a shoulder into a West Elk player as he skates by him. Nice defensive play by Cole there. These players starting to throw their bodies around in the last couple of minutes. That puck gets past Heiser, then he gloves it down, but that jumps away from him. Comes to Cole. Cole's got a lot of ice to look at. He's got Heiser with him. Cole, the big defenseman, activating. Gets it over to Kellen. Back to Cole. Cole shoots it. The net is off its moorings. The refs need to blow the whistle because the net's off. So maybe it got back on. And that player from West Elk breaks his stick, picks up a piece of his stick. Ty Morris sends it in. It went over the goalie. Not sure he knew where it was, and they blow the whistle. I think the net has been off for a long time, and the refs did not know it. So that rush by Collins, they came all the way down the ice with the puck off the net, and Ty got a wonderful opportunity. I kind of thought it went in because I saw the net move, but I think it was outside of the net. So 39 seconds left in the game. Collins up 5-2. Merrick Bellis will take this face off. And that's the second time Merrick has been kicked out of the faceoff circle for who knows what. Keegan sends it off the boards up to Merrick. Merrick gets around the defender. Merrick with speed. He's got Sasky and Colby Box gets it towards Sasky. Sasky digging at the rebound. So this line of Sasky and Merrick and Colby Box, don't tell them there's only 23 seconds left in the game.
Not bad for
Keegan and Ty Morris on defense. Comes out to Merrick, taken away by West Elk. Big hit by Sasky. Sasky and the West Elk player collided. Comes up to Keegan. Keegan shoots. That's tipped. Goes wide. Merrick with it. And that does it. This game is over. Fort Collins players surround their netminder. Hayden Stoltz played a good game, as did all the Collins players. So Collins takes their first game of this Twisted Wrister tournament. Here's your stats. Penalties in this game for Kyler, CJ, Keegan, Ty, and that's it. Assists for Jackson, Merrick, Keegan, Ty, Cole, and Bucky. And 5 goals for Collins. 1 for Jackson, 1 for CJ, Weston, Merrick, and Dylan Heiss. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll be back to stream tomorrow's game. Over and out.